Man City, they're champions. And where do they rank? On a real level, where are we ranking them now in terms of the hierarchy of English champions? They have 6 titles, as it were. And that's a lot. Like they have 6 Premier League titles, more than anybody else other than Manchester United. They've won 4 in the last 5 years. So they've done something that, again, only Man United won that amount in that kind of period of time. It's a colossal amount that they've won. If you sort of look at it from that point of view. No, it's true. I mean, that's where they're at. It's real. Like, where are we ranking this Man City team? Seriously, now, as a Premier League team, where are they ranked? They have to be the second best, right?
Yeah, they have to be.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Great.
Yeah, 100%.
Because one thing that we always talk about is it's not just like, and one thing that I like about talking football with a couple of people here as well is that we know how to distinguish single season achievements and being able to build a legacy with your team and whatnot. And obviously, a lot of our teams have got great single season achievements. Like whether you want to rank the Invincibles or something like colossal, even Liverpool's 97-point season, a 98-point season and whatnot, like Chelsea and their defensive record season, and everyone's got a season. Well, sorry. Before people think I'm throwing shots, Liverpool's winning the title. Not even you, Patrick, because I saw Hussam make a face. I don't know if you thought I was throwing shade.
It's all right.
The shades for later. Don't worry. But what's it called? So everyone's got great single season achievements, but when you talk about building a legacy, building dominance, being able to show your authority, this Man City team and Pep, what he's been able to do, the way he's been able to dominate, even despite the many obstacles, the great managers that have come to the league, the great teams, the banana skins that we know the Premier League has to offer for all the big teams. You never know who you're going to lose to on a week-to-week basis. But the way that he's been able to dominate, and the fact that, look, at the end of the day, he's been pushed to like literally the limit. He's been pushed, like he's been challenged. Like there have been years where Man City have won the league by so many points, but they've literally had a challenger, a consistent challenger for the last 3 out of 4 seasons, and they've been able to come out on top more times than not. And you just got to give huge credit for that. And yeah, man, look, Pep could have had the season trophyless. Now he's got a Premier League title to add to his cabinet, so we can't complain. As much as we want to say that he needs to win the Champions League, domestically, he's cleared it, man. He's cleared the lot, man.
Well, I think that's where the debate becomes so interesting, because I stand by what I've said before. To become one of the greatest teams of all time, you need to add that Champions League to it. But domestically, what they've done since 2009 has been impressive. Like they were winning FA Cups, League Cups, and Premier Leagues before Pep Guardiola came in. He has now just taken them to another level. And the fact they've been able to, Liverpool are so good, but Liverpool won 1 in the last 5 years, and they've got that stranglehold domestically, which is just out of this world. And I'm not even going to lie, when I look at this graphic, yes, they're on 6th Premier Leagues, we're on 13. But I start to worry about, with the direction of my football club, I start to worry in the sense of, in the next 3 to 4 years, if they end up adding the 7th and 8th, maybe a 9th, suddenly they're right around the corner. And if my club, if we don't improve and we're nowhere near winning one, we're not going to add to it. Like I remember being a kid, and I remember the famous flag at Anfield, or sign at Anfield, when United won their first Premier League the following season. The Liverpool fans held a flag up, and it said something like "Uar Cantona, do one. Come back when you've won 18 league titles." And when Man United, of course, won their 18th league title that season, I was at that away game. We all wore Cantona masks, as if to represent we're back now. We've got the same as you. But that was that was sort of like a 15, 20-year period, if that makes sense. And we caught up. A lot of Man United fans will sit there, and a lot of rivals would have said a few years back, City, though, they're small, take them years to catch us. Domestically, they're there or thereabouts. They're not that far behind. And then you start moving into the wider conversation, because you look at overall league titles. Yes, they're some way behind Man United and Liverpool, but they'll be closing in on Arsenal really soon, who are, I think, Arsenal, the 3rd most successful team domestically. Like, it won't take long if this continues. And some of our clubs sitting here, Arsenal, Man United especially, have got to step up, really have got to step up. Sorry, you're on mute, Hussam, if you're speaking. Sorry.
No, I'm not. I thought Colleen was gonna step in there because you mentioned Arsenal. I thought that was the perfect segue, but you know, um, I don't like doing this Premier League bullshit for two reasons. Number one, football existed before 1992. Second of all, when Manchester City compete in the Champions League, they do not turn into a different club called Manchester Blue. It's the same club with the same manager, with the same players. So, you know, I'm going to hold that against them 100%. The greatest English team of all time, of course, is the Liverpool from 1977 until 1984. Absolutely dominated both domestically and in Europe. So until Manchester City can win 4 Champions League titles in 7 years whilst winning league titles and winning FA Cups and winning Carabao Cups and winning, you know, both domestic and Champions League, I don't think they could speak to any of these clubs. As of today, you know, they can have that moment. But I think the fact that, and I know you're not doing this right now, Terry, but I'm talking in generalities. The fact that a day later, 99% of the people are more focused on talking about Liverpool or Gerrard being manager or something tells me all I need to know. We're not looking at City like that yet. It's gonna need like until maybe they get to double digits, then maybe someone's gonna start thinking a little bit. If they get to like 10 overall league titles, then you know certain people might start to think and go like, okay, shit, now they're 3 behind Arsenal, so it's a different conversation. So you know that's what I'd say. So it's gonna take them a while, and until they win the Champions League, they can do as many league titles as they want until they lift the big ears. You get me? The big ears. Inshallah, we lift it next Saturday. Until they lift the big ears. All of this is just, you know, congratulations. You dominated in England. And then as soon as you take a flight, no one respects you. So
can I jump in?
Go on, Cal.
So Don, everything Don said is correct. But if I'm going to be honest and open, if we're just going to talk about the era now, as in, let's say, talk about from like 2015 to now, you have to say what Man City have done in the league is fantastic. Now, context around it, which I'm not going to go into here because I don't think it's fair to do that right now. The context around it, I think, is very shady. But if we're just taking it on face value, what they've done is fantastic. And look, I'm sitting there as a Liverpool fan, keyed off because
I think you should express yourself.
No, it's not. It's not even like a banter thing. It's something I'd want to speak to Terry about before bringing it up on the stream, because there are some serious things around
sports washing.
He doesn't want to get political. Yeah, he doesn't want to get political.
Yeah, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole in it without having a conversation.
Well, Daniel's a Chelsea fan, so he'll defend it, so it's fine.
You're preaching to the choir with him.
But yeah, I didn't want to go down that route. But if I'm looking at face value, I'm sitting there as a Liverpool fan. 2013-14, I don't think we had any right to compete for the league. We did compete for the league, and Man City pipped us to it. 18-19, in my opinion, was the first season where Klopp had a team and a squad capable of challenging for this league, and we finished 1 point behind. 19-20, we pipped them to, well, we didn't pip them, we kind of blasted the league away. 2021, again, without context, we were nowhere near them, but with context, we all know what happened that season, because even Chelsea fans have now seen what happened when you get a few injuries. And then this season, again, we've taken them as far as we could have. Yes, you can turn around and say, maybe if we didn't drop points here, drop points there. The reality is we missed out by 1 point, but City won by 1 point. So I'm not going to sit here and say I love Manchester City, love what they do, but I have to respect it. I have to respect that on a football pitch, when Klopp and Pep go at it, whether it be over a course of 90 minutes or a course of a season, the only team that can touch each other is each other. Like, we don't, with all due respect, we don't worry about the other teams like that. Maybe in a 90-minute game we do, but over the course of the season, I can't sit here and say I worried about Man U once. I don't think I worried about Arsenal once. Didn't worry about Chelsea once. It was always Man City. We were back in October drawing games and said this is going to have an impact on the rest of the season. Never in any part of my lifetime have I sat there in October and seen one of the competing teams for a league draw a game and think that's going to impact the rest of the season. But this is the level that Liverpool and Man City are at the moment. So if we're at this level and I love what my club's doing and I have to respect what my club's doing, then if the club is beating my club, then I have to respect them whether I dislike them or not. So it hurts to say, but got to give him props, man. Got to give them props.